So, guys, let's carry on and speak about something even more interesting, and which is very close to what you might face in a real world scenario, right? So let's imagine you're executing your strategy. Main time frame is 5 minutes, okay? And let's imagine that part of your logic says that okay, something has to happen on the 5 minute bar. It doesn't matter what. Okay, but at the moment when it happens, you actually want to check back with something that's actually happening on a higher time frame. Okay, like it's extra. Like for example, we want to enter when the EMAs cross over on the 5 minute time frame, but at the same time we want to check that our some sort of indicator calculation is also satisfies us on a 1 hour time frame. Okay, so let's review this context. Let's review this situation in the simple way. So 15. Let's imagine these are our 5 minute bars. So 5. So this is going to be 10. For the simplicity, I'm going to use 5 and 15 minutes so that I don't have to draw 5,000 bars. Okay, so this is our fast time frame, and this is going to be our slow time frame. Okay, so let's imagine that this is 5:05. So the 15 bar is going to close right here, and then there was another 15-minute bar that closed right here at 3 o'clock. Okay, so when this 5 minute bar closes on a historical bar, if we address, how do we address this bar? Okay, I mean, when we address the last closed historical 15-minute bar, it's just going to return this one. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that for 1 second. So add data series. I'm going to add 15-minute bars. Okay, and next, what I'm going to do inside my onBar update method, okay, so if bars in progress equals 1, so if we are getting an onBar update event and we are on a 15-minute time frame, what I'm going to do is going to print, okay, print time, okay, and I'm going to say that this is 15-minute time frame, okay, I'm going to print time. And then I'm going to print 5-minute time frame. Okay, I'm going to print time here. So I'm just going to, okay, and for now, just to show you the experiment, I'm going to disable my tick replay. Okay, and I'm going to, so I'm on a 5-minute time frame. I'm actually going to disconnect from my playback. Okay, and I want to, I just want to open my strategy just on a chart, okay, of 5-minute data of like 15 days, okay, and probably won't even less days. Let's say 10, and I need to connect to my vendor, okay, and I'm going to get my strategy up and running. KLMN Ninja Coding Strategies. Where was I? Execution. Okay, so we're on bar close, and what's going to happen? You're going to see in a second. So, so first we get 3-minute time frames. So 3 5-minute closes. So 05, 10, 15. Okay, 15-minute close. Then the 5 minutes start again. So the 15-minute has closed already. Okay, so the 5 minutes is going to go 20, 25, 30, and then the 15-minute close. So obviously what's going to happen, right? If you got indicator values that are calculated, for example, like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an EMA, okay, and I should do it here. So I have to wait until my data is loaded. Data loaded, okay, and I'm going to create my EMA, and my EMA is going to, as an input, is going to accept the data series that I've just added, which is bars array 1, 1. Okay. So now I can print my EMA here like that. And obviously what I'm going to return is the EMA of that particular. So it's going to work like this, right? So it's just going to always return the last closed value of the EMA, okay? So if I go ahead and clear this. So basically, so this is the EMA for 415, 430, 445, etc. Now, the trick is, so let's imagine that further down the track, right here on our 5-minute logic, we have some stuff that involves us talking to that EMA and getting its value. Okay, so I want to say, so what is my EMA value now? I mean, it's like 420. Okay, what's the higher EMA value now? Okay, because obviously the higher time frame EMA is doing this all the time, right? But what you'll be getting is actually this last closed value all the time, not the one that's going up and down. But I'll show you how to get the one which is going up and down. Okay, so right now we're on bar closed. Okay, so and I'm gonna, so this value is gonna be, you'll see in a second, it's gonna be pretty useless. Well, it's not going to be used. You can still use it. This is fine to work with this sort of logic, but as long as you understand. Okay. So if we have a look right now, first of all, we got some problem with you're assessing an index that is out of range. Okay. It didn't like me addressing the EMA fast, okay, because the current bar on the higher time frame is still not there. Current bars 1 is less than 1, return. So basically, when you work with other current bar, when you work with higher time frames, this is always going to be the case. Basically, the exception occurred now because 15-minute bar, so 5-minute bar closed, and we started asking, hey, what's our last value of the EMA on the 15-minute bar? But that 15-minute bar is not even closed yet. Okay, so that's why we got this index out of range exception. Let's hope we don't get it again. It looks like it's solved, but look. So here's our, I don't know, 15-minute close at 4:30. And then there's our 5-minute close at 2:35, right? But the value of the EMA is the same. Okay, so basically at 2:30, 5-minute bar, at 2:35 and at 2:40, the EMA value are the same. Okay? Now the 5-minute 2:45 close is already same as 2:45 for the 15. That's fine. Now, before we go anywhere else, right? How would we want really for this to happen? We would want to see at 2:40, we want to see the 15-minute EMA calculating something already, something new. Okay? And this is gonna be not a problem. So if we just go ahead and change this execution. And now I will have to go back to playback to show you, okay? If I go to playback, okay, and so my connection is playback, and I'm going to go new chart and queue 5 minute, 5 days, Okay, I'm sorry, I should have stayed on playback anyway. This manipulations, they do take some ninja coding strategies. And tick execution. And I'm gonna change to on each tick. Okay? And the historical part is gonna stay the same. Okay, so you can see that. So we're still, so here's a 15-minute close, 23:15, and it's just using these values. Okay? So I'm gonna clear this, but if I go ahead now, okay, can you see that the values? So, all of this is now executing on tick, okay, and you can see that the values. So here's a 5-minute, okay, which is at this 5-minute, and the values of the EMA are actually changing. Okay, they're changing all the time. Okay, so it's still 5-minute, okay, but it's always changing. It's always getting a new value because it's doing this on tick. Okay, it's same. So for example, if you go ahead here, okay, and address closes, okay, so I'm gonna address the close, the last tick on the secondary time frame, which is faster. It's actually going to return that last tick for me all the time, okay, because I'm executing on each tick. Okay, and same with the indicator calculation. It's going to execute, it's going to return this EMA value from there all the time. Okay, so okay, so I'm calling it, and I'm always getting there you go. So there's a 5-minute, it's still 5 past 12, but the close is constantly changing. Okay, I mean, this could have been a different symbol, some sort of indicator, whatever. I'm just trying to show you how to address these issues, right? So, how? I hope I am recording. Okay. So how would you actually address these issues on the historical backtest? Okay. Because on the historical, what we have seen is we are always, we're always getting that same value. Okay. Now, obviously, if I switch to tick replay, just like that, it's just gonna be behave in the exact same manner, okay, as we have just seen, okay. So what I'm gonna get a lot of printouts now, okay, but what you will see is the actual stuff, okay. Now, well, let me just show it, and then I'll show you a quick trick here. So you can see this thing is just gonna start printing and printing and printing. So you can see, look. Come on, stop going down. Okay, it's just going to take ages now to print all this stuff out. Okay. I don't know whether it's gonna let me. Let me just try and copy this and show it here whilst it's doing it. I hope my CPU doesn't crash. So here's our 5-minute close, 11:20. Okay, and we can see that, well, the close is staying the same, right? The close for the 5, you can see that it's staying the same, right? So something is slightly different here, isn't it? Okay. So watch this. The 11:30. This is the 15-minute bar, right? So you can see the execution here is a bit strange. Okay. You can see the execution here is slightly different. Okay, guys, I actually had to pause the video to read this properly, and now I can explain it. Sorry about that. Sometimes it's quite confusing. So basically, and you could see that. So we're getting like a 3-minute, 3 p.m., 15-minute close, and it's printing out different close values, okay, or different EMA values. Okay, that's fine. Now, then suddenly, the 5-minute close that we're getting is 250. And that makes complete sense because obviously the 15-minute close of 3 p.m. contains 3 5-minute bars, which are 3 p.m., 250, 255. Okay, so basically what this is saying is that here's our 5. So first, what happened was a bunch of ticks arrived at a 15-minute whatever close. All right, so with different timestamps. Okay, so these are all different 3 p.m.s, milliseconds attached. Okay, and you can see the EMA is slightly changing, slightly 89, 73, 76. So you can see the EMA is slightly changing. So, and here's the 5-minute tick that just came in at 250. Okay, which got this EMA value, and you can see the EMA value is also changing for every single 250. So this is also 250, and we're getting different close values. Okay, so those are those 15-minute time frame close values at that point. Okay, I know it doesn't make sense when you look at this in context of the same symbol, right? Especially when you're comparing close prices, but I just want you to understand that you can actually get intrabar higher time frame values whilst executing like this on the historical time frame. Okay, but don't get confused because this is going to say 3 because it's a 15-minute, and that obviously contains 255, and 3-minute and 3 p.m. 5-minute close bars, 5-minute bars, right? So this is actually part of that bar that's just forming there. Okay, the 15-minute is jumping up and down. Okay, yeah, all right. So pretty much that was the main goal to show this how to get those values. Okay, so anytime you're in a 5-minute time frame, just if your indicator is actually gonna update as well on just like that. Okay. Now, finally, I just want to show you like a little hybrid thing. Okay, so imagine that if is first tick of bar. Okay, if is first tick of bar right here. And now you got your EMA, and if you address it, okay, you're gonna be still getting that intrabar 15-minute value, which is pretty cool, I guess. Okay. What I was actually trying to say is that sometimes you calculate some indicators that require you to actually go and grab values from the second time frame, but there'll probably be a separate video for that, right? Because that's just something else. Okay. So I hope I got the point through, right, on how to actually get the values from a second higher time frame whilst actually executing on a faster one. Okay, and take care.